look at that. What a day. What a day. And trust me, guys, it has been a while in Madeira since we've had a day like this. It's also been a while since I filmed, and we have a lot to update on. A lot has changed. Let's get into it. Right, first update, health, unfortunately. For some of you, you might have seen the post or the video, and for some of you, this might be totally new. So I'll give a little bit of context. About 6 or 7 weeks ago, I was in Taiwan, and I was filming. I was making a video for the channel. Everything was good. I was having a great day. And then out of nowhere, I had an alert on my Apple Watch saying that I had fibrillation of the heart. So I checked it again, and I checked it again, and I checked it again. And each time it came up with the fibrillation alert saying, we advise that you get checked. So I had a look. There was a hospital 10 minutes away. I jumped in a taxi and I went to hospital. I was immediately taken into the cardiac emergency department, put up on the machines, and had a whole host of doctors and nurses around me. My heart rate was over 200 and I had fibrillation. I was in there for 24 hours. I had 22 hours of arrhythmia and about 3 or 4 hours of the high heart rate where they couldn't bring it down below 200. It was a little scary. I'm not afraid to admit that. In fact, it was very scary being so far away from home, not really knowing what was going on. It's completely out of the blue. And well, yes, as you can imagine, not the most pleasant experience. So I canceled my trip to Japan. I flew home, I saw a cardiologist in London, and I had a whole host of tests done. Now the good news, and that's not an ambulance for me, by the way, but the good news is that the structure of my heart looks fine. Everything looks fine. All the results were fine, but nevertheless, I did have arrhythmia. For the first time in my life, I had fibrillation, and I did have that rapid heart rate, uncontrolled heart rate, for 22 hours. The cardiologist thinks that it will probably come back, unfortunately. It's a progressive thing, and it's not often that it's a one-off. But they pumped me with so much medication to try and control it in Taiwan, and medication has a very long half-life, so it stays in your system a long time. I have no idea if it's going to come back or not. We're going to have to wait and see. So we're kind of in that phase of the medication is in my system regulating my heart, and I'm just trying to get on with things. Now initially, I was pretty much scared of everything. Scared to walk, scared to exercise, scared to go in the plane. The flight back was not the most comfortable experience. However, as time goes on, you realize, look, you have to move on, you have to forget, and things become normalized. After the walking is okay, then the running is okay, playing padel, everything was okay. So I'm calm, I'm feeling good. I've lost a bit of weight, but we'll talk about that later. I've used it as a motivation to get fitter and healthier. Anyway, so yeah, I'm kind of in this waiting phase to let the medication flush out of my system and see if it's underlying or it was a one-off. There have been a few weird things happening every now and then, skipped beats, extra beats, randomly low heart rate, but this medication does lower your heart rate. But I'm sat there and suddenly I'm feeling a bit dizzy. I check my watch and my heart rate is 40 beats per minute, which shouldn't happen. Or I'm exercising and I'm doing push-ups to failure. I'm out of breath, I'm breathing hard, and then my heart rate is 50. And it feels like it wants to do more, but it can't. But these are minor things, these are blips. Overall, I'm feeling much, much better in myself, in my health, and in my mind, of course, getting past those things. So yeah, overall, I think I'm ready to get going. Hence filming today, again, for the first time in 6 or 7 weeks, so bear with me. I need to get back into the flow of it. And since it is such a fantastic day outside, we'll head down into town and have a healthy lunch and continue with our day, because there's lots more to update on. I've got some exciting plans coming up that I need to tell you about. So let's get going. Oh, he's not there. Where is he? Here he is. Oh, he's on the phone.
Hello, I'm on the phone. Don't record this, yeah?
We'll have to do take 3.
This is catering.
Ah, here he is.
Hello.
How are you doing? Ah, yeah, you had no idea that was coming, did you? How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Wonderful.
Good.
Work.
Some nice fresh produce. Ready for my lunch?
Going to lunch.
Yeah. That's right, I am back at the fantastic food truck. I told you I've lost a little bit of weight. I've been healthy. I want to tell you how I've done that. Because I've lost 6.5 kilos in 6.5 weeks. And if I'm coming out for healthy food, I can think of no better place than the fantastic food truck. So I've come out for one of their sandwiches, haven't I? If you've not seen my video on this place, menu, you have juices of the day, Greek yogurt, chia yogurt bowl, and then what I'm here for, the sandwiches. You have a hummus sandwich, which trust me is amazing, the salmon sandwich, and then you have a Buddha bowl. All served by the lovely Ruben in this gorgeous VW truck. Have you got salmon?
Yes.
Oh, I think I'm thinking a bit of salmon. Wow, look at them. Now, you know I've been away for a while, but I often think about this salmon sandwich. It's a good one though, I promise you that, guys.
No?
No. All right,
Everything is okay.
cream cheese on. These ones look good though. Tomatoes in Madeira are fantastic.
The microgreens.
Microgreens on. Healthy, this is all about health in this truck. And smiles.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the salmon.
A little bit of salmon.
Ah, I have been
That's
craving
it?
this.
Are you happy
Ah,
with that?
well, that would be my old calorie restrictive diet, but now I'm getting back into the swing of it.
Yeah, so you need
I need the protein.
Protein. As you are a good boy.
Oh, thank you. Look at that.
You know what's coming next?
Avocado.
Are you sure it's avocado?
Oh, no. Please be avocado. Oh, he's famous. He's famous for his fruit mashups.
Yeah, let's go for a big slice of mango, yeah? This is very sweet. This is very sweet. Since I did the sandwich for you with mango, now everybody...
They all ask for it?
Mango. Can you make me a salmon sandwich but with mango, please? How many kilos did you lose?
6.5.
6.5?
Avocado as well?
Yes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
How many kilos you gonna win with this one?
Yeah, all back on in one meal. I came here to keep healthy. Look at that. A monster of a sandwich. Oh. Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
Let's close it, yeah?
How am I going to eat that?
I don't know. It's your problem. I keep saying this to everybody. It's your problem. It's not my problem. Right?
Look at that. An absolute beast of a sandwich. Looks amazing. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking the same as me. Really, mango, salmon, and avocado on a sandwich. And he made me, well, and passion fruit actually, double fruit. He did this for me when I filmed my full video here, so you can go check that out if you want to. And I was a bit skeptical, but when I tried it, oh my God, was it good. So he's made it again, and now he says people come and ask for it. So what do I know, huh? What do I know about food? And he does not scrimp on these sandwiches. Look at that, look at the cross section. Avocado, mango, salmon, lettuce, and tomato. Hey, I've got a crowd watching. You can, as long as it's on camera. Yeah.
I'll do the body.
Thank you. I thought she was actually going to eat it then, but she didn't. I thought she was actually going to take a bite. Anyway, before I tell you about my weight loss, let me see how good this is. Is it as good as I remember? Of course it is. It is so good and it works. Genius. So if you want recommendations like this, more recommendations like this, check out my Madeira food map. Right here, over 160 recommendations to guarantee you have good food when you're visiting this island. Let me tell you about the weight loss. I told you I used this health scare to kind of kick me into a healthier lifestyle, get back to where I wanted to be. I was 80 kilos. And that does happen when traveling. My weight goes up because I'm obviously not exercising as much. I'm eating a lot more food, and you kind of make excuses because you're in holiday mode. So I was up at 80 kilos when I had the health scare. I'm now at 73.5 kilos with the target of 70 kilos. And a lot of people, when they see me, have said, how have you done that so fast? Because I've been losing 1 kilo per week. And, well, not simple in terms of execution, but simple in terms of idea. Step 1 is fasting, no breakfast. So my first meal of the day is lunch. Step 2 is exercise. And I'm not one to go to the gym every day. It doesn't interest me. And if you're going to be doing something every day, you need to find something that you enjoy. So for me, it's walking. Initially, I started low, because obviously I'm building back up from the health scare. So I started at around 10,000 steps a day, but I built it back up to 25,000 steps a day. And that makes an absolutely massive difference day on day in how I feel in terms of the weight loss. I cannot tell you how important that is. Lastly, and perhaps the most important one of all, is food. Of course, we know that. There's no cheat to get through without changing what you eat. So calorie reduction, 1,200 to 1,300 calories per day. Fasting makes that easier. At lunch, this is not my normal lunch. At lunch, I normally have a smoothie, and I'll talk you through that in terms of exactly what that is right now. So, first of all, you need a 1 litre jar, 2 spoons of oat powder. Very important that it's powder for the texture. You don't want that gritty texture from rolled oats. So 2 spoons of oat powder, 2 tablespoons of buckwheat, which has been soaked overnight and rinsed well. Very important to rinse it well. That goes in. 4 raisins, which have been soaked overnight as well. Makes them easier to blend. Water goes in as well. Pinch of cinnamon powder. 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds. I'm gonna put 2 spoons of yogurt in. 1 banana. 1 tablespoon of smooth peanut butter. 1 handful of raw spinach. And 250 mils of milk, semi-skimmed. And that's it, then we blend. And it's as simple as that, just a few minutes, and you have your green smoothie, full of the micronutrients, full of the macronutrients, a meal replacement, not starving. And trust me, it tastes good, and it keeps you full all afternoon. Maybe not as good as this sandwich though. And dinner, I've kept it basic and boring. Something repeatable, something very easy, something I don't need to think about. 1/2 cup of cooked rice, so there's your carbs, cut right down. 1/2 cup of cooked rice, 1 chicken breast, so lean, no skin of course, very low fat, and then 2 or 3 vegetables of my choice, normally broccoli, normally something like carrot or green beans or peppers, and I can have as much of that as I want. There's no guilty treats, but there is, and I think it's important to plan it in, there is a cheat day. For me, once every 2 weeks, I can go that far, but for you, it could be once every week. And there is a cheat day where I can have a treat, some chocolate, a nicer meal, pasta, whatever I fancy. And I know if I've got that in there, I'm less likely going to break during the week or during the fortnight. And week on week, it has made an incredible difference. A kilo a week is dramatic. And I feel so much better for it. In my body, I feel lighter, I feel happier, I feel healthier. I'm starting to like what I see in the mirror. But I'm not quite there yet. 73.5, the target is 70 kilos. Still some way to go. However, there's one thing which I think is going to help get me there, and that's my next challenge, which I'm going to tell you about after lunch. I'm back. That was a good lunch. It's always a good laugh seeing Ruben, I must admit. So if you are in Funchal and you want something tasty but healthy, go check out the fantastic food truck. Anyway, I promised you that there was another update, a plan of what the next content is going to be. And it's quite exciting actually. It's been in the works for a little while, and that is, for me and a mystery guest, to hike the length of Madeira. From Porto Maniche, right on the northwest of the island, all the way to Ponte São Lourenço, right in the southeast. Whoa, that is another reason why I've been trying to lose weight and get fit and do all of the walking, because I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge, to be honest. Madeira has incredibly rugged terrain, stunning terrain. Madeira has world-class hiking, and we're going to take in as much of that as we can, but it wasn't quite as easy to plan as expected. I got myself one of these hiking maps, a Madeira hiking map. Just €9, paper map. I know you can have all of the online ones, but actually, I do like having a a physical map to look at. If you didn't know, Madeira is covered in an irrigation system, which brings water from the wetter areas to the drier areas. Locally, these are called levadas. Maybe if you're planning a trip here, you've heard of it. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of kilometers of these hiking trails on the island. They're also nowadays used as hiking routes, and there are official ones called PRs. And on the website, on Madeira's information website, you can see which ones are open and which ones are closed. Because obviously, when they are cutting through the most spectacular landscapes, cutting through the wild of Madeira, sometimes there's landslides, sometimes there's rockfalls, you know, different dangers that need to be taken care of. Unfortunately, last year, Madeira had a big fire, and almost a third of the island was on fire, right in the heart of the island, and it's caused chaos for some of these levadas, especially on the route, the famous route, where you cross from one side of the island to the other. So it took a little bit of replanning, and that's where this map came in. I mean, it's so large, it won't fit on the coffee table. Has to go on the floor. So, let me show you a little bit. We're starting in Porto Moniche, right in the northwest, as I said. This place, you might have heard of it, is famous for the saltwater pools. Everyone wants to go here and swim in the saltwater pools here. We're going to come up to Fanal, the ancient forest. Again, another famous spot. What I would like to do is come up this route, but unfortunately you can't due to landslide. We're then going to stay one night in Seixal, a very pretty village on the north of the island, and then continue. What I would love to do is come across here towards Pico do Arriero, Pico Grande and Pico Ruivo, the three highest peaks on the island. The fire was in this region, so this area here and this levada here, one of the most stunning levadas, is closed, unfortunately, so we're going to have to take a different route, and I'll come to that in a second, and we'll have to come round onto the other side of the map and take Pico Ruivo from that place. If I turn you over, you'll see this a little bit better. So what we're going to do is hug the coast and then come up the mountain to Pico Ruivo. Now this is the highest peak on the island, and it's going to be absolutely spectacular. The best and most spectacular hike on the island is peak to peak, Pico Ruivo to Pico do Arriero, PR1, the most famous hike in Madeira. But, of course, it's closed, and it's been closed since last year, and there's no sign in sight of them opening it again. I thought it would be open for the summer, to be honest, the most popular hike. I thought they would rush to try and get it done, but at the end of the day, safety is safety, and you don't want to be walking across, you know, something which is dangerous, especially when it's dangerous anyway. People do lose their lives, people do go, you know, they take risks too much on this island and things happen. So if it's not safe to open, it's not safe to open. That's the way it is. So unfortunately, we're going to have to plan around that. But nevertheless, we're still cutting through incredible landscapes. And hey, I live here. I can do it again sometime, right? If I survive this one. And then essentially the rest of the hike is on the east of the island and all the way out to the very end point in Ponte São Lourenço. It is going to be epic, absolutely epic. A challenge for sure, especially with the health condition and seeing how that will manifest. And I am just happy that I've lost this weight and got fitter and healthier for it. But then I was always going to do that anyway. Obviously it became much more of a focus. But at one point I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to do it. So I'm just happy that I'm going to be able to do it. We're going to do it in 7 days. We've got 7 nights planned. I'm not going to tell you who it is right now. I'm going to meet him for dinner and you're going to find out then. You probably don't know who he is, but he's one of my friends. He's got a much bigger channel than me. He's a very, very good YouTuber, makes incredible videos, and I've been following him for a long time. He's become a friend. So I'm very excited to share this journey with him and share him with you on the channel, and hopefully you'll like his content as well. I'm very excited. I haven't got everything I need. Got a few little issues with things like the hiking shoes, but we're going to get them sorted over the next couple of days. And then I'll show you what I'm going to take, everything that I'm going to take on this journey. We'll do a packing segment of this video. However, now I'm back in Madeira and I've got a couple of months here. I'm going to try and get filming some new content. Now we're going to get back into it. And I just want to ask you guys, what do you want to see? Remember, we've moved towards food and travel. So this hiking experience fits into that. But what content do you want to see whilst I'm here in Madeira? What things would be useful? What things would be entertaining? Don't just want to be a travel tips channel, of course, because that's not very exciting. But if you have anything you would like me to see, any questions, let me know. If you want to ask things to me directly, follow me on Instagram. You would know all of these things by now already if you followed me on Instagram, behind the scenes, more personal stuff. So you can find my Instagram here. And yeah, just drop a comment down below and let me know what you would like to see, because I will make it. If it's interesting, I will make it for you guys. Anyway. I'm just about to pack the backpack, so I thought I'd show you what I'm going to take on this 7-day hike. And I've got to be honest, don't take me as a guide. I've never done anything like this before. I've never done a multi-day hike before. So I'm coming at it as a complete amateur. You can tell me if I'm taking too much, not taking enough, if I'm missing anything crucial. However, this is what I've got, considering that we're not camping, that we're going to be staying in hotels along the way, and at least have a shower and be able to charge things, you know, get ourselves sorted. Let's start with the obvious stuff. 1 pair of hiking trousers from Decathlon, 1 pair of hiking shorts from Decathlon, 1 lighter fleece, 1 thicker fleece. So if it's cool, I'll walk in this. If it's cold, I'll walk in this. I have t-shirts, lightweight, breathable t-shirts. I'm probably going to take 4, haven't decided on the colors yet, but I'm probably going to take 4 of those. 2 thin hiking shirts, also from Decathlon. 2 neck scarves, snoods, buffs, whatever you like to call them. In case one gets wet, I can wear the other, just in case it gets windy up there. Can get windy. Rain cover, obviously, for the backpack. Couple of belts. Shoes, I've got my trainers, the trainers I wear normally, and then my hiking shoes. These are Timberland hiking shoes. Had to go and get them stretched by the cobbler because they were giving me blisters. Excellent, let's hope they're going to be okay. That's going to be interesting. Swim shorts, in case we decide to go for a swim. Hiking socks, a few pairs of hiking socks. Plasters, some plasters in case I get blisters. Vaseline, for hopefully obvious reasons. Sun cream. 2 bottles of mosquito spray. That's how I'm going to shower. So, no, I'm kidding. Deodorant, wallet, obviously, in case I get any splinters. Laundry bag for the stinking clothes. Eye mask. And these are an absolute godsend. These are wax earplugs, but they're so good. Very, very good. A Madeira hiking map. Paper, obviously I have it on digital as well, but you never know. Toothbrush, sunglasses, hiking pole. This is good for the ups and downs that we're inevitably going to go on, but also going to be going through a couple of tunnels. So a flashlight, medication, and other things like that. So I've got the heart medication in case I have the heart issue again. I've got supplements that I take for the heart, and then I've got various things like anti-diarrhea stuff and rehydration stuff, and then some tiger balm in case I get any bites. What else do I want to show you? There's a few other things. Probably going to take some AirPods. I have power bank, important to keep the phone charged. Apple Watch, important for my heart to give me the alert in case of I get any fibrillation, and also guidance on that as well is good for the navigation app. I may or may not take my laptop to offload footage, we'll see. But obviously you guys wouldn't be bringing this, it would be silly. And then a bag of goodies, a bag of snacks, dried fruit, energy bars, all sorts of things. And then over here, I have all of my equipment for filming, but I'm not going to show you that. You guys wouldn't be taking that, so it's probably not that interesting. And then this is the bag. This is the bag it's going to go in. Hiking bag, Farpoint Trek 55 litre. It's all going to get in that. Hopefully, it's all going to get in that very easily and not be too heavy for this hike. So that's my next task. Put it in, and then we'll get out and meet my mystery guest. All right, down by the ocean now. Gorgeous evening, finally gorgeous evening. It's held nice all day today. I've given you a sneak peek of this guy throughout the video, touched upon a special guest. I'm not going to walk the mountains on my own, am I? So
You need someone.
I need someone. So this is...
I need you as well, because I'm not doing this alone.
We need each other, let's say that.
Let's say that.
So Paddy's flown in from Thailand, 25 hours.
28 with a little sleep in a capsule hotel in Zurich, but I'm here and it's great to be here. I promised that I would come.
You promised.
And
5 years later, he's here.
it's gorgeous. I'm blown away, and you've been helping me settle into Food Chow, and it's great. But I can't wait to get up into the mountains proper and like walk across this place, get to know it, see all the towns, see all the villages, see the mountains, see the beaches, and just problem solve our way across this whole beautiful island. I mean, you know this place back to front, but now you're really gonna
Not
get
the
to know it.
mountains. That's going to be out of my comfort zone too. You've seen the plans. He's got the plans too. We're both excited. It's going to be maybe a little bit out of my comfort zone, I think.
I've done this kind of thing before a few times.
So supporting each other, I think.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
going to be good. So
As soon as you get on the trail,
it'll be fine.
you'll be fine. It's
I
like
think so.
anything. It's like
Yeah.
you build something up in your head, and then the first day you arrive and you go, "Oh, this is
Yeah,
great. This is
exactly.
fun, and this is beautiful." And like,
It's going to be good. And if you're not subscribed, Paddy Doyle, fantastic videos, fantastic channel.
Thank you very much. Pay you later.
So get over there, ready for the next hike. And that's what we're going to be doing in the next video. And you can find it just up, it's just there, right? Just there. There it
Help.
is. Right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.